Oh shit! Damn it! Hold up. It won't. Let me take X off. Go back and just do. Go back to the original one. There we go. Fuck it. It is what it is. All right, April don't jumped on, but we gotta do the usual.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.
What's up, everybody? I'm Fu.
And I'm Main One, and we're Unplugged, Free Your Mind, a show where we discuss and share our perspectives on an array of topics and world news from an unfiltered, unbiased, and unplugged point of view. Welcome back. It's been a long time, my brother.
Yeah, it's been a while, but a lot of things have changed during that time. And normally I would be on my phone and just sharing this everywhere on all the pages on Facebook and everything like that. But you know what? That's not what it is anymore. We have met some core people, and honestly, it's been an amazing ride. And we're going to do our best to make sure that tonight y'all see what has happened in the past few months and the powerhouse people that we've met. I'm going live on TikTok right now. Obviously, I think TikTok acting a little funky because my reception is just bad, but it is what it is. We got somebody waiting in the wings right now, but I'm gonna do my best to text some people to just let them know that we on. We just waiting on them. Matter of fact, I can hit Shannon up right now.
We can go ahead and let April up now.
Hold up. God damn! As soon as I clicked it, she gone. God damn. We're on. You hit up Blackjack?
Yeah, I sent him the link.
All right, so April.
There you go.
Hello.
What up, April?
I'm great. How about you guys?
Good.
You might want to move where you are. There it is. I'm about to say because the light.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to turn around a different direction.
There you go. There you go. And for everybody out there that's watching right now, no, she is not down with the 4B movement. He was rocking that way before, and it don't matter. She cute with her hair. She cute with her shit short. She don't need no 4B movement.
If she was doing a 4B movement, it'd have been like mine because she was already.
Right. Exactly. No, I'm not doing no 4B movement. That's not me at all. No, my hair was cut way before. I do this on when it's hot, and then I let it grow back out. Then I cut it off again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So how y'all been doing? What are we talking about tonight?
We gonna let loose and like everybody gonna have the freedom, and we can kind of touch on how we linked up and everything like that. Because to me, the shit was amazing. That's why I said in my video earlier, this was pretty much Clubhouse 2.0. Oh shit! We got both of them at the same time. Oh shit! That's what I'm talking about.
Hello.
What's up, Stack?
Hey, Stack.
How you doing?
I'm fine. About yourself?
Doing very good, thank you.
That's good.
What y'all in here talking about?
None.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
When we were, with everything going on, me and Fu, we were just talking about, all the amazing people that we met over this short span of time, this election cycle, and just organically met a great group of people that we now call family. So we just wanted to get together on our other platform. We hadn't done we hadn't done a show in a long time. So he's like, what better way to introduce our new family with our old family and just kick it, just talk some shit. We can talk about whatever. It don't even
All
matter.
right. All right.
Oh, got three for a dollar. We got three for a dollar. There it is.
What
Can
up,
you all hear
Patty?
me? Hey y'all.
Hey, pretty.
This
Pretty
is
realist
cool.
in the
We in the
building.
we out the matrix. Oh, okay. That's fancy. This
Yeah.
is
We
true.
unplugged for a little while. For a little while, we unplugged until we get some agents coming around here.
We
I
just like
like this.
to be honest with you, and especially even with y'all three, because this shit started with Stag. Stag would send me messages on the messenger, and I'm like, who the fuck is she? She just keeps sending me shit. And the profile picture that she had, it was the Nola picture. And then once everything meshed, Stag and Pretty, then Sherry popped up. And it was like it kept coming because Stag had her crew, Pretty had her crew. I saw a video with April. I was like, oh, she a savage. I like the fact that y'all pretty much on top of each other. Stag can start blacking the fuck out, but her facts be on point. April facts be on point. She just calm as fuck. She ain't gonna cuss you out. She's gonna, yeah,
Real.
she gonna make you look. She gonna make you sound stupid and look stupid without wilding out. We love that shit.
Yeah, stag is what we call down here. We call it crash out.
Oh,
Like,
no, where
oh,
she go?
she
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 crashed
about
out.
she about to crash out. hey, hey,
Crashed out
hey,
already.
and the funny thing about it is you could tell when it start bubbling in her. When it start
Listen,
bubbling up, you're like, here is she about to pop.
it happened yesterday. We was in a live yesterday and it was a cool, like we was having a really good conversation. Like it was going cool. We had a good vibe. It was a serious conversation. Everybody was on point. I must have stepped away for about like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I had a little meeting but I could still hear what was going on in the live in my other headphones. I heard sis getting aggravated. I said, oh man, who she crashing out on? And I know when she getting tense. I know when it's about to go up. What's up, Black? What's up, Black Jack?
What's up,
How's
Black
it going,
Jack?
fam? How you doing, fam?
Hey, so
How
Stag,
you doing?
so your name outside of the Matrix is now Crash Out.
No, no. I've been a lot better lately, though. A little more patient.
Man,
We
I've been
love
trying to
we
get
love
on the
it.
Stags lives, but they're always full.
But you have
Oh,
what I've been doing with these people that's coming in and talking about stupid stuff. I tell them thank you so much for coming to my live because you're helping the algorithm for more people to watch me on their For You page. So I appreciate you, and then that gets them going every time they'll leave after a while.
Good
You know,
stuff, man.
a lot of people get paid doing that, and sometimes I used to say, "Can I apply for the position that you got?" Because I would love to troll people using, dummy accounts so I can make money. How much they pay you an hour? They'll run out every time,
I call
every
them
time.
out.
Yeah, I used to do that at the beginning, but it kept flagging my live, so I had to stop. So I had to come up with another plan.
I'm kind of
Uh-uh.
glad that you even said that, mentioning money, because that's something that we could even touch on. And Jermaine he made his statement. I was like, I can't deny that shit. And I was saying, how the hell do you have $1 billion in your war chest and you $20 million in debt? And he was like, money laundering. He didn't hesitate when he said it. And to sit here and just really think about this shit in reality, y'all people are still justifying her considering that fact. This is a documented fact. And that right there is when you start talking about mismanagement of funds. Jesus. But remember, Pretty did say them goddamn Libras be shopping. Remember she said that shit.
Man, we
So
be shopping.
You really
Well,
wanted to put somebody in charge of the economy that blew through $1 billion in 3 freaking months?
And you know what's crazy, Black Jack, is they still are like still mad about, like they still think that she was just the best thing smoking. Like she still lost and it was wrong. Like she, like y'all don't realize that she was poor, like she wasn't a good candidate. Y'all still don't want to accept that.
Because
It's funny. It's funny because they talk about this shit like it was like a close race, like she was within a couple thousand votes. No, she got her ass mollywopped.
Man,
You know,
listen.
Yes,
you
the
know,
whole party
and
did.
yeah, I
The
knew
whole
she
party
wasn't.
did.
I knew she wasn't doing well because they kept throwing these billionaires and millionaires in our face. I said, "There's no way this thing is close." And then they lied to the media, letting them think that it's close, and then they get seen as who they really are. That's why their numbers have gone down drastically. Like CNN and MSNBC, their numbers. I can't wait till Joy Reid is fired. Oh my God. When we gonna have a party on here. I can swear for God, we'll do a whole week
yeah,
just
her,
thinking, having her pitch in the background. They finally fired her because now they don't
Yes.
trust even the people that were believing in these people are now not trusting them anymore, and that's what needs to happen. But y'all need to also understand everybody can't wake up at the same time. Everybody's not ready to wake up to see what this country, this government's been doing to the American people because this country will be no more. So that's
Mhm.
why some people just don't need to be woken up.
Let
We
me
don't
ask
need them to wake up.
I
Eventually, they
try
will.
that. I
let me
try
say
that, but my frustration is that a lot of it is so blatant and it's in your face and it's common sense. And when you break it down, they just dishonest. Like they just will not just acknowledge that they being lied to, they being manipulated. Nothing that they believe is true. Like it's like they just won't admit that they are, wrong. That
Yeah,
it,
not and Stag, the
hold
reason
up,
why,
April.
because
Hold up,
huh?
April. Hold up. Stag, how were you on the platform? Because it sounds like it's static behind you when you talk.
I'm on my phone. I could pull up my laptop. You think that'd be better?
Maybe because I know. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear the background
yeah.
noise too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear it.
it's like some background noise when you talk.
Okay, hold on.
All right,
Well, I'm on my phone too. Can Is this
all right.
staticky on me?
Nah,
No,
you good.
you
It's
sound
it's
all
it's,
Oh,
right.
it's uh,
okay.
You must
It's
got
right.
maybe it's
Android.
my
Hey,
headphones.
Fu.
Maybe it's
That's
my
that's
headphones.
it's right. The headphones. That's what it is. Go ahead, April. Go ahead and finish your point.
But we when I try to break it down for people, and I used to give it to them to the point where it was going over their heads. But then I would give them situations like I tell people, would you blame a rookie on a NFL team for the reason why they didn't go to the Super Bowl? No, I wouldn't. So how can we blame a person that's only served 4 years as a president and blame it all on him of what has transpired? This is a buildup of what bad coaching or bad drafting has done. So you can't blame this on a rookie. Now I've had a lot of people that will go off on me in my live, but then will turn around and do research and they'll send me a message and say, you know what, you were right. And I've been doing this but way before he became president. Because I was like, Hillary, heck no. And a lot of people say, why not Hillary? You need to do research on Hillary, and then you'll understand why not Hillary. So I've been researching since I was 18. I'm 44. I've been doing this for a very long time. So I'm more of a history person, but like I always say, history and politics go hand in hand. So, but I've been doing this for a long time. At one point, I almost gave up because they kept attacking my account every single day to where they finally got my main account banned. Then I had to start all over again. It was like, I don't know if this is even worth it. But I'm glad I stuck it out. I'm glad I met you guys in the process because at one point I thought I was the only one out here trying to wake people up and understand that y'all need to start doing research and stop trusting what the media is telling y'all, because most of those so-called journalists, which they're not, are CIA agents.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but
Well, I
I've
think
had a lot of people to change because at first I was like, Lord, am I talking to a wall?
April, I'm glad you kind of gave us a little background. I think that's what let's just go ahead and go around and let's give everybody's background or how they started their awakening point and stuff like that. Let's start with Pretty. We'll get the Stag, and then we'll say Blackjack for last, if that's all right.
All right. Well, I started out just being an artist. Like I used to rap back in the day. I was always a lyricist, always a writer, always standing for truth. And then I just wanted to be a voice for the people. At first, my voice was just only for for the community. I wanted to. It was all about Black Power. You know what I mean? It was all about Black Power, very pro-Black. And then it got to the point to where I just wanted to be pro-Black, but not anti everybody else, because I realized that we all have the same troubles, no matter what our skin complexion is. And seeing how this administration was doing everybody, seeing how people was losing stuff, seeing how people that I love was losing things because of how things was going. It transformed me to be more aware and more privy of this government and what I need to know to be cognizant of of the law of the land. And meeting you all just really helped me to want to elevate my knowledge, want to be more want to do more research, and using the tactic that I had as an artist and my ability to just be able to talk and to gravitate towards just being honest and being a realist. It made it easy. So that's just my story.
Dope. Stag.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
We're just giving a round table of when your awakening came, and
Oh, okay. So mine came around 2017. I was home on like a vacation at work. I was moving into a new house. So I had CNN on my TV, like just on in the background of this. And as I was walking around the house, because before that I worked a lot of hours, so I had no time to really listen to the news. I just catch it in the morning while I'm getting dressed for work, and that was it. And I realized that all day long, all they did was sit around in panels, and they had the same one story that they were talking about all day with the same talking points every segment. And I began to think, like, this is a national news show. There's nothing else happening in the world that they could talk about except this thing that they're saying Donald Trump did. And then it went on a couple of more days, and I said, wait a minute. No one person can be this horrible, right? So I decided that I would whatever speech he had coming up, I would watch the speech directly there rather than seeing a clip on the news, right? And when I watched it, I was like, okay, he hasn't said anything terrible. Maybe this will be the one time that he hasn't said anything outrageous. So it was when they accused him of calling immigrants animals, right? So after I finished, I turned on CNN, and they're like, Trump called immigrants animals. I'm like, that's not what he said. With the social media, all my friends are repeating it. And I'm trying to tell them, I just watched this interview. That's not what he said. And then I started thinking, well, if they lied about him saying that, what else have they lied about that he said? So I started to think of all the negative things that they had said he said, or the controversy around him. And I went and looked for those original speeches, rallies, whatever it was. And I watched them, and I was like, oh my God, they have been lying this entire time. And then I got angry. And in that anger, I made it my mission to try and like just tell the truth. I didn't even consider myself a Trump supporter, but I couldn't hate him. And I wouldn't even say his name at that point. I used to call him 45. But then I found myself defending him like, just want you to know the truth. If you don't like him genuinely, that's okay. But you're being lied to, right? So then that drove me down all of these things. So then I'm like, well, if the media, how long have they been lying to me? And then I started thinking about the things from the last administration. And I was like, what was the controversies then? I went back and watched Senate hearings. I was looking at the news surrounding certain events. Like I went like just searching for what was truth. And in that anger, like I said, the deeper I got in these rabbit holes, the angrier I got, and the more that I wanted to just wake people up. And that's my sole reason for doing this, is I want to wake people up. And not to tell them what I think really, but so that they will start to think. I want you to be able to look at it and see it for yourself, not me tell you. And so that started my awakening.
Nice. Welcome, Shannon. You
Hey, bud.
muted. Hey, go ahead, Blackjack. Let's hear
Shannon,
your
you're muted.
story.
Oh man, I've had a long life, buddy. So I was sitting there in 1988.
Ooh.
I was 14 years old, and this television commercial came on in Michigan. And I think Jermaine's playing one on me with his Michigan sweatshirt, knowing that I went to Michigan State. I like it. And this television commercial came on, and it said, "Why does the Air Force spend $10,000 on toilet seat covers?" So I asked my dad, and he says, "That's just political speak," but I couldn't let it go. So I got on my 10-speed bike, rode to the library, and asked the librarian for a copy of the budget, which she didn't have, but she was a really cool hometown gal. She ordered it for me. And my entire summer, when I was 14 years old, that's what I did. I went through the entire federal budget and found a bunch of missing money, a bunch of shadow governments, tried to tell my parents, wound up on a shrink's couch. Then I showed the shrink they thought I was mental, dude. They thought I was nuts, foo.
Wow.
And so I showed the shrink, the psychiatrist. I showed him, portions of the budget, and he looked at my parents and said, "Well, I think I figured out what's wrong with your kid. You need to go get his IQ tested. There's this shadow government working against the American people." And so then I skipped up a couple of grades, got caught up in school, and started doing well in school at that point. Up until then, I was just kind of flunking out. And so, yeah, I've been banned on social media 76 times now. I have been taken down for misinformation 3 times out of probably maybe 1.5 million, 2 million posts that I've done across all the different social medias. So I've been trying to get the word out there, and I cannot tell you how incredibly happy I am to be in this room right now today.
Oh.
And I'm proud. I'm proud, man. I'm proud to be your fellow American.
We're glad you're here.
I've said this on lives. Y'all can see my face. I'm always got the camera on when we doing our lives. This shit that we got, we the motherfucking Avengers. Like, yeah. Because I say that because people have said that Trump has assembled an Avengers team. That's cool. That's up there. We have to do this shit like this in order to win. Because if we don't, we still in the same boat. I noticed, and I know a few of y'all don't quote this. They said that Biden was supposed to meet with Trump on Wednesday. But on Wednesday, they had that secret meeting for the Senate Majority Leader on that sneak shit. And they ended up choosing the one that's going to give the opposition. That is those are the types of games that they're playing, which shows on the Democratic side, they fucked up and still don't get it. Those rhinos, they don't get it either. Them motherfuckers are done. Because by them doing something like that, I guarantee you Byron Donald's going to be on their ass. I know he's gonna be talking about that shit without question.
Did you see what Elon posted today? Anybody who gets in the way of Trump's agenda, I'm gonna fund the next campaign against you in the primary to get you uninstalled from government.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Nice. Elon's putting up his money, man.
Nice.
He went right at the rhinos, buddy.
Shannon, we've been just kind of introducing our audience to our TikTok family. So everybody's kind of pretty much introduced themselves except for you. So we're just pretty much, where your awakening came from and, how you started on TikTok and stuff like that.
Well, I started on TikTok not too long ago. I mean, just right before I met Unplugged on the app, actually, just like a couple months before that. So, and I was only on it because my kid was like, "Mom, look at these funny videos." But my political awakening really came. I'd always been conservative. I grew up in a conservative household, so I'd always kind of followed that conservative line. But when Trump announced he was running, when all of Washington got crazy, I'm like, this is a guy who, been a great businessman. Everybody loved him. I mean, he was in rap songs. He was on Oprah. Everybody loved him, and now everybody hates him. And establishment in Washington hates him. What's going on? And that's when I just started, digging around and picking at stuff going, it's weird that all of Washington hates him. which lead me to believe that, the whole of them, both parties, are just one big corrupt pile of crap. So that's when I really woke up to it's not really a conservative liberal issue. It's the elite Washington Hollywood establishment against us little taxpayers.
Yep.
And that's when his whole establishment, just watching what they did and how they spent all this of our money trying to, ruin his presidency, just solidified that thought. And I haven't changed. I've watched Blackjack on a lot of lives, and a lot of you guys too. You'll call the left and the right out the same,
Mm,
but if they suck, they suck. It doesn't matter what side they're on.
right.
So now I'm just hoping that more of the nation can wake up and see that it is truly not a left right issue or a conservative liberal issue. It's a us against the established corrupt Washington politicians, and I'm hoping this team he's got up there just lays everything out to bear right in the light for all of us to see with this. Even though this commission that he started really doesn't have any power,
Hmm.
they can have a lot of transparency that Washington may not necessarily have hidden, but most people don't want to take the time to find it. Kind of like Rand Paul's speech where he talks about all the waste and the silly stuff.
Hmm.
People don't want to dig deep enough to find it, but if this new commission just starts throwing it right out there with every bill they're trying to pass, I think we've got enough momentum and anger with all these social media platforms that it might rein in a lot of that stupid stuff. That's what I'm hoping, anyways. So
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
that's kind of been my story.
Okay. Um, for me, I think my journey kind of started in 2013. I voted for Obama in '08, voted for him in 2012, but I got my awakening. I was working at the place I'm working now, and on YouTube, just bullshitting around. I was supposed to be working, but I'm on YouTube, and I found Jimmy Dore.
Oh
And
yeah.
Jimmy Dore, he was talking about, the shitty shit that Obama was doing and all the stuff that he was doing. And I was like, damn, I ain't never heard nobody talk about Obama like that, because he's been so beloved, by everybody. You couldn't say nothing about Obama. So I just started digging, and there was another podcaster, Zoe Williams, that I follow, and he put me on to this book called Lies My Teacher Told Me, and I started reading that book, and then I just started from that. I just started digging and digging and just realizing everything that we have been taught was a lie. Everything that we have been taught was a lie. Everything about government, everything about religion, everything you can think about is we've been taught was a lie. So going into 2016, that election with Trump, I really, I can say I didn't vote. I didn't vote. I didn't like Trump. I didn't like Hill. Of course, I didn't like Hillary, because of course I had to start doing my deep dive on the establishment stuff was going on. But what I did see with Trump was, and Food can kind of back me up with this. Fu invited me to a multi-level marketing company that we used to work for, and they used to say, in all the trainings we used to go to, is about disruption. And that's what I saw with Trump. He was a disruption. Like Netflix disrupted Blockbuster, Uber disrupted the taxi companies and all that stuff, and he was a disruptor from the norm, from the establishment, and that's what they didn't like. And I was like, oh, okay. So you see this guy, and then all of a sudden, everything, like Shannon said, everybody started turning on him. Everybody that loved him, got money with him. He gave money to, he funded to. They just said, "Oh, this guy is a bad guy. He's a racist. He's this. He's that." And I was like, something just don't sound right to me. So, man, that's been my journey with, just my awakening. And then, with this here upcoming election, well, in 2020, we knew that it was some bull crap going on with the pandemic, and we were on this platform, on our platform here, just trying to wake people up. Food was more than me because I was like, you know, if they die, they die. You know, I was like, man, fuck them. All these stupid people just, oh, well, you got to get this because, and you got to do it. And I'm like, man, we give them evidence. We brung doctors on on our show saying, hey, don't get it, it's not good, bye bye. Oh no, you got to get it to save your the other people. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it, fuck y'all. So that's how I was at that point. And then in this upcoming election, I got a little bit more involved because I saw all the corrupt stuff that was going on behind the scenes. And I found you guys. I followed Unplugged Food on TikTok. He's like, man, you got to get on TikTok. You got to start making videos and blah blah. I started doing that. Found you guys, and here we are.
I'm gonna be quiet since we have another superstar in the mix. Go ahead, Natashay. Tell us when your eyes and this one right here got opened the fuck up.
Oh my God. When was that? Let me see. I would say October 7th. When all that stuff happened overseas, I started paying more attention to things. But to Donald Trump, I kind of liked him when he came down the escalator in 2015, but I was in the closet. I just didn't say nothing because it wasn't popular. But I used to talk about Donald Trump, or I wouldn't participate in the negative comments of Donald Trump back in 2015. I liked what he said when he came off the escalator. He was honest. He said what everybody else was thinking but didn't want to say, and he didn't really care about how people felt about it. And I kind of vibe with that. So I kind of dug him back then. Even I'm lying because Donald Trump. I never had a problem with Donald Trump, even back in the day when he was making his cameos and things. Never had a problem with him. So I'm good with it. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? How's political agitator?
What's
Oh, I'm up here
happening?
with the heavy hitties. Oh my God. Dad, I had to go.
Hello,
Had
Legendary.
Yeah, I had to go get this app and become familiar and make sure I ain't accidentally turn on this camera by mistake. So
There you go.
Don't make no damn sense. Don't make no sense.
Yeah, and you know the before were you gonna introduce yourself how you woke up or what?
Outpatient, I go last. Go
You
ahead
go
and finish.
well. I just wanted to add on to what I said because now that you see that Trump's making his appointments and stuff, you see how it's aggravating the establishment. You see
I
Mm-hmm.
would like to add on.
all the bullshit that they saying about, especially about the Secretary of State guy. That's the one that really triggered me because I was like, okay, so you got this decorated guy, and then they said, well, oh, he doesn't like women and he done, this and that. And him and Tulsi got something in common. They both have been targeted by the CIA. They both been put on lists. And it's like, okay, so I see why they mad, but they don't get mad. Nobody got mad at Lloyd Austin when he got appointed to the Secretary of State because nobody know that he was on the board of fucking Raytheon. Nobody says anything about stuff like that. They won't bring that up. So you don't think he got a vested interest in these forever wars? Hell yeah, he got a vested interest in these forever wars. So that's where the disruption, and that's where if you're really thinking, you can see, well, why they so upset about this, about these picks.
Can I add on to just a little bit? Is
Yeah,
my mic better? Is my mic better? Y'all still hearing the
It's
static?
it's
it's a little better.
yeah. Keep on talking, but
Okay.
I think it might be back.
So
Keep talking.
mine was when I did that awakening, and I told you I went through starting to see what else I was being lied about. It took me back to wanting to know the founding of our country and going through that history. Like, why did we fight the wars that we were? Like, what made us get to the point where shots was fired, where we ended up in the war? What led up to that point, right? And the more I listened to Trump, the more I began to I fell in love with the country and its values and what it stood for to be American. And everything that he did, I saw that he was trying to turn back because I stumbled on the Act of 1871. I understood what it meant when Trump supporters were saying we're taking our country back. And I was like, yeah, they stole it from us. So I got on that and I understood what he was fighting for. And that turned me into a big supporter of his and the things that I got to see clearly his vision of what he was trying to do. And it just, I've been on that Trump train and I'm not getting off.
Nice.
The crazy thing about this is I didn't really have an awakening. I've just always been the way that y'all see me. I'm like this, but I always have an open mind. Me and Jermaine would have conversations. We never clashed ever, but he would be like, "Nah, that's not it," because he would be the one telling me that it's like wrestling. It's like the WWE. They all cool with each other and shit like that, because I would be on the Democratic shit. But when he would say certain things to me, I would be like, oh, but that's me. Everybody don't have that. An open mind to me is a gift, because you're willing to accept certain things and listen to all sides. But the thing that we used to always talk about is, how are they saying that for this person but not for that person? That was the kind of the shit that triggered me, because I will tell anybody, I'm that person that know a little bit about a lot of shit. I don't know all y'all. I commend all of y'all. I'm dead serious, because Jermaine be researching like a motherfucker. Blackjack, Stag, April, all of y'all be on y'all point. I be saying to myself, how the fuck they find all that shit that goddamn fast? God damn, I know Google's around, but shit. And y'all stuff be so intricate. That's the type of shit that I like. And then you start to say to yourself, how are these people this intricate? But these motherfuckers who got these powerful positions, they feeding us lies. That shit is not true. That doesn't make any sense. How is it that we can find the information, but they don't disseminate that information? And that's what's happening now, because I know y'all saw it. RFK got his position. With RFK getting his position,
Yay.
that means the real disruption happens. Because the motherfuckers who donate the most, now it's gonna be like, oh shit, we were supporting this person, they getting money from them, and they don't. Man, it's about to be fire. I can't wait. But if it wasn't gonna be cold in DC in January, I would go to that fucking inauguration. I'm dead serious.
Well, here's a benefit of RFK that not many people are thinking about. He's going to be a disruptor to big pharma. Okay. The only reason CNN, MSNBC, and all of them exist is because of big pharma. They actually pay 75% of their advertising budget. And he is getting ready to get right in the middle of those two giants, the media that lies to us and the big pharma that tries to kill us.
Well, Comcast is talking about selling MSNBC.
Yep.
When they did that, I knew something was up.
Who's going to buy
I
that
knew something was
trash?
up.
They need to. I can't wait for Joy Reid to be like, well, this is the end
Good.
of a long journey.
Yes.
I wish somebody could figure out how to get rid of Roland Martin.
Oh, Lord.
Too.
He like a roach that can't die.
We gotta take Whoopi and the crew. They gotta go too.
Sunny, especially Sunny Holston. If they just get rid of her, I'd be happy.
Let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna ask y'all this because I know y'all. Did y'all see the David Parkman meltdown? Did y'all see this shit?
Yes.
I did not yet.
No, I
didn't.
David Parkman has had the ultimate meltdown because he said after the election, him and other what do you call them? Not liberal. It was leftists. The podcast have lost 5,000 to 10,000 subscribers. 5,000 to 10,000. So with that being said, that means their numbers, because nobody has confidence in them. Now
Why would you?
Once all these motherfuckers start getting fired, who the fuck gonna watch their podcast? Who gonna watch Don Lemon, and who the hell gonna watch Joy Reid? The thing for me with Joy Reid, which is weird that I don't think people catch on to, how you constantly talking about white people like that and these motherfuckers pay your salary?
Same thing with Sonny. Like, I don't understand how you stood there in front of those white women and said that.
But that's the
uneducated.
That's the playbook. And you know, Whoopi said the other day, she said, I work every day just like everybody else, but you make $8 million a year. Your
And still look musty.
Your weekly salary or weekly salary is more than the median household in the United States.
and still look
I,
like you peed on
And
yourself before
still
you came to work.
pretty,
She looks so
pretty.
ashy.
still
I
look
can't stand her. She's so musty.
And
Well,
they
we've
say
been
Ugh.
so
hearing for
many
the
dumb
last
things,
3 months
like,
about middle class people, so I guess she thought she could pull that one off too. I mean, a lot of people believe Kamala, so why not Whoopi? You
But
know.
for y'all, isn't it rich that these wealthy and for us these wealthy black African whatever you want to freaking call it, these wealthy people of color get on TV and say, oh, racial this, white supremacy that, but y'all in a position of this so-called white supremacist structure. You made it
Exactly.
through this so, but you can talk to the American people and say, oh well, it's all because of racism, and everything that come out of Sunny Holston's mouth is you
racist.
could probably count it every day. She gonna say racism every day
but
You,
without
that's what
fail.
I have a
they're
you,
paid to do. They are paid. They're not. They're in those positions to push and race bait, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's why they're there, and most of them are not within this community that they're talking to. They're not from this. Their
exactly.
lineage is not this. So they don't even know what they're talking about. But they are trying to tell them what their experience is in the country and how they should feel about it. And that's what's offensive to me is that
Yep.
they say it with such authority
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
on these topics, and that's what's crazy to me.
I got a
But a lot
question.
of people
Say
are waking up to that, and and they're not buying it anymore. That's what
Right.
I'm happy
right.
about.
I have a question.
When the
I have a question for the panel.
mhm.
Can somebody please tell me when Trump said what he said in reference to um the schools and all that shit? When the fuck did he talk about giving reparations to white people? What the fuck are they talking?
What?
Lies.
I was like, I'm listening.
That's
What?
like
It's
They
that's
all
like
Am
when
I
they
hero.
missing
keep
out
on
on?
talking
Am I
about we
missing
voted
out
for
on
him
some
for his
cash
debt.
here?
Blackjack. This man pretty much said he said it wasn't even a speech. He was talking, and he pretty much talked about the indoctrination of the students in these schools and how he would hold back funding and shit like it was. But they said based on what he said, he was giving reparations back to white people when it was clear that he was pretty much saying if these schools ain't doing what they need to do, they ain't getting no motherfucking money. It had nothing to do with it.
Finally, dude, I'm getting my check.
Yo,
And
You
he
go,
said that
Goofy.
he was going
Right.
to sue them for their endowments. And if they read his agenda concerning education, that's how he wanted to fund his free university.
so I had a conversation with somebody that was telling me, and I try not to even have these conversations with people no more. I've been telling people, hey man, wipe your tears and get over it. When they tell me, I just don't understand how y'all voted for. He's gonna get rid of the Department of Education. I said, listen here. I said, first of all, the Department of Education wasn't put in place for the reason that y'all think it was put in
Sure
place for.
was.
First of all,
Rothschild.
everything should be put into the states anyway. I said when the founding father, when the colonists came over here, they were escaping government. They were trying. The inception of this country was supposed to be the government. They don't want all this government, so everything should be down in the states. But what I'm realizing is most of these people don't want to do the work. They don't want to vote locally. They want to vote every 4 years and vote for your president. They don't want to get out and vote for your councilman. They don't want to get out and vote for their local place. That's why they want everything in the federal government, and that's what the Democrats want. They want people on the plantation. They want you dependent on the government for
Yep.
everything, and that's not how it's
Mhm.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
Yep.
and going back, and I would tell people we sat here and got food as people of color to trust in a man that said he wanted hope and change, but didn't do nothing about doing away with this systematic racism. He didn't combat that at all. So I was trying to get people to understand he is related to the Bush family. His grandfather and the Bush are cousins. And when you realize that everything that I call him Baby Bush implemented executive order, Obama extended it.
Hmm.
But people don't want to. No, he didn't. Well, go look it up. And when I ain't got to look up nothing. Well, then continue to be ignorant. I hate, and I'm not trying to get your channel flat. I hate they changed the definition of the N word because for some odd reason it's only showing up as a derogatory word for black people, but it meant you're ignorant. you're stupid.
Yes.
You don't got no. When can we bring that word back for that meaning? Because we got a lot of people around here walking around and being an end. I'm just gonna be honest.
Let,
You
let
know.
me let me touch on that real quick. And
Can I weigh in as the white guy?
Yes. Go ahead.
Only if at the exact same time we bring back that word, we bring back wigger.
we have to understand that words matter. We gotta understand that shit. But I think everybody on this panel is willing to admit when they're ignorant. We're all willing to admit that because everybody has their moment. We all do because we have to learn. These simple-minded motherfuckers take ignorant as a like it's a bad word. No, it means you need to open up your motherfucking mind and go learn something.
It simply means you don't know. That's all it means.
I got into the family because Fu, right, told me that I was wrong. And I wanted to learn why I was wrong. And so I called him, dude. And he said, look, you're saying that only white right side creators were taken down, but all of these pro-Palestinian creators were taken down. They took down the left. And so I goes to start looking through TikTok, and sure as hell, all those people were gone too. So it was a purge, and I was happy that he called me on it, dude. I just want to get to the truth. And so if I don't have the right thought and Fu challenged me on it, I appreciated it and I loved it.
Do y'all know
that was how I met Fu? He told me I was wrong.
They took Marcus's page down. Y'all remember the light skinned cat that's in Texas, Marcus?
Yeah.
He found out his page was banned. Yo, he talked to me. I talked to him. I texted him. He didn't know his page was banned. He did the same thing with Stag. He did the same shit.
Damn.
It's like they tagging motherfuckers. But all we got to do is be patient. We got a month and a half. We got a month and a half, and then everything should kind of smooth out. But I wanna ask the panel this shit too because I've heard it and I gotta agree with it. Somebody was like, well, because of the way everything is set up, we're gonna be fucked up for a little while, and we will actually go through a recession. And I was like, we understand that, but at the same time, they acting like we didn't already go through this shit just because they changed the definition of the
we're in a recession now. They just
we've been in a recession.
The news doesn't say it. That's why I was shaking my head. No, we've been in a recession for 6 months already.
Shit, I would venture to say we've been there longer.
Shit, we out here trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. I don't know what they out here talking about. Like we've been in a recession for about a smooth 2-3 years.
Right.
I saw
and people gonna try to blame it on Trump, and that's what I'm trying to get people to research. They're gonna try, and people need to understand when they pass policies, that policy doesn't necessarily start right then and there. It could be years from now. And I really believe when he started talking about building that wall, see, he wasn't privy to all this stuff until he got into office, and that's when things like the light came on for him. When he started building that wall, he knew this whole migration thing was about to take place. You can't tell me no different because I was in Texas at the time. And then you had Abbott talking about, you can have a pow without a permit. And I'm like, what is going on? Then you had a county in Florida saying that they're going to deputize their citizens. I'm like, what is about to happen? Right. And
I thought the same thing, Truth Seeker. I thought because he had an urgency about that wall and getting it built.
Exactly.
And I said, I see it. It's something that he knows is coming, and he's trying to get that wall up before he gets
exactly.
Here.
Exactly. So, and I ain't gonna lie, I was one of the ones that laugh about the wall. But now that I think about it, like all this has opened my eyes. I'm gonna tell you my scenario of what I thought was going on in 2016. Because I knew for a fact, because I had to do a paper on this man for my business course. I knew he was a Democrat. I knew he endorsed Hillary and Bill. Anything that they did, he endorsed, and they were friends. I really believe that he was doing all this rhetoric just to make her look better, and she still didn't get in. And a lot of people don't understand. Bill was not running the country when he was president. Hillary was. Why do you think he had all this time with Monica? So Hillary was the one that was really running the country. He was just the face, but it was really her. And these people did not want her back in because they couldn't control the situation. If you notice, we weren't in no type of war. the whole time Clinton was in office. But the 1%ers make their money based on us being in other countries and fighting other people's situations. That's how they make their money. So they didn't want her back in there. But it was a blessing in disguise, because by putting Trump in there, Trump was cool until they started showing him some stuff. He's like, wait a minute. A lot of people don't know this man is a real patriot. Like, he loves this country. So he starts seeing stuff, and they assigned him to people. He trusted people. That's why people was getting fired, because he's starting to see that they was not telling him the whole truth, making him look stupid. He don't like that. So people was trying to figure out why he keep changing cabinet members. Not because he didn't know what he was doing. He even said he didn't know he was doing. So now he know what he's doing. He didn't have not only the 4 years in the White House, but 4 years with Biden being in there. Now he knows what's going on, and that's why when I say they are scared. FBI is raiding so many houses. Some CEO, a company I've never heard of, he got raided. And I keep telling you, he's 26 years old. These are fall guys. I don't care that Sam, the dude from the FTC or FTX or whatever it was for the cryptocurrency. These are fall guys. They were laundering money the whole time, and they've been laundering money. This ain't nothing new. And I've been screaming it, and every time I talk about it, flag, flag, flag. I was like, God, dog. So I had to create my own website and start doing Zoom meetings. And that's what I did for almost a year, till I got to the point where I taught y'all all that I could teach y'all. You know what I'm saying? I had 3 people to infiltrate my Zoom, was trying to get people discouraged. It was crazy. I went through straight hell, but I still never gave up. But I'm trying to wake people up on a lot of stuff that's going on. And I'm trying to let people know what you're about to see take place, because they've been holding off with these banks. I'm telling y'all, these banks are about to start crashing.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the main ones like Bank of America. Wells Fargo should have been shut down. I don't even know why it still existed. With the things that they did. JP Morgan Chase. What else? Citibank. All these banks are about to crumble, and they're not going to get a bailout this time.
Yeah.
They're not.
You want to
It's a wrap.
hear a banking statistic, Stag?
Yes.
You want to hear how dishonest the media is?
Hold on, let me get my pen.
Per capita, more banks have closed in the last 2.5 years than they did during the 2008 market crash.
Oh wow.
And you want to know why? And I keep telling people, when you see department stores, if you start seeing restaurants, these major like companies shutting down or filing bankruptcy, y'all need to understand the rent just didn't go up on us, or the mortgage or rate did not just go up on us, but it went on commercial as well. And when they did that, they just screwed these banks over. These banks rely on department stores and restaurants to be paying that rent. Because I know for a fact, when I worked in the mall for Children's Place, and this was back in 2000, they was paying $60,000 a month. $60,000 a month. So when you get that cut, and these companies can't afford. I think Red Lobster just filed bankruptcy. I had at least 6 Pizza Huts back in my hometown. I went back. It's only 2 I'm up, and I'm like, what's going on? They said they can't afford the rent. I'm telling y'all, these banks are about to collapse. Just watch what I tell you.
Oh no, true. April, if you don't know, Blackjack is a banker. He know.
Oh. But see, I've been saying this for a year, and people kept saying, you don't know. I said something about Hollywood 3 years ago, and they said, there's nothing for that happen. I'm telling y'all what's about to transpire. Dude, everything is coming to a halt. And the thing is,
like a minute and a half history. I'll make it really condensed on banking, right? So we had the Great Depression, and then a couple of honorable congressmen named Glass and Steagall wrote the Glass-Steagall Act. And what that said is that banks can't own insurance companies and they can't own bond rating companies. They must be separate entities. So from 1933, when that act was passed, until 1993, that governed banking, right? Then a Republican House and Bill Clinton as the president repealed that rule. And then banks were allowed to own bond rating companies and insurance companies.
Oh, wow.
What happened was the banks started testing the water. Then they started writing a bunch of fucking really bad paper, right? And then all of a sudden, the market fell out in 2008 because there was too much bad paper. Well, it was no big deal because they were able to take the bad paper in the bond rating company that they owned, stick it with a bunch of good paper so nobody knew what they were buying. And then they were able to go down to the insurance company that they owned. And then we bailed out the insurance companies, like the taxpayer bailed out AIG. So then a couple of idiots named Dodd and Frank come along and they write the 2010 Dodd-Frank Act to fix everything. But they didn't demonopolize the banks. They didn't break up the banks. All they did was increase the amount of paperwork that you need in order to do banking. And then in the greatest turn of events, the banks started failing. And Signature Bank of New York failed. And the director of that bank was Barney Frank from the 2010 Dodd-Frank Act.
Wow.
These are the assholes I work for.
Oh,
I
wow.
I try and be an honorable guy within a really messy industry. And I have a bit of a Robin Hood complex. If I can help people get money when they're not supposed to get money, then I'm stolen from the fucking Wall Street bankers that I work for.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Listen, when I was trying to figure out, because I'm a person that always asks questions in 2008, because I was one of the ones that lost my job, was let go. Me and at that time I was married, my ex-husband. Now I was trying to figure out why is people, what the heck, people going not paying their mortgage on time or losing or going into foreclosure got to do with my job and people's retirement. Well, I did a little digging. I did not know that our freaking retirement goes into real estate, and I'm talking about a huge chunk of it. So when that bubble burst, this is why people were laid off, and I was just shocked. What the heck? Lord, when I say y'all, this is some crazy stuff. I used to work for T-Mobile, well, a third party for T-Mobile that did collections. And when I tell people, I was able to see how much money you had on all your credit cards and your bank account, savings account, what you own and everything. When we be signing up for these cell phones, we don't even realize what we're signing over. I was just baffled when they was telling me, well, I don't have the money. I said, well, you have a 10,000 balance on, availability on your Discover card. Would you like to use it? Then they'd be like, how you know? Baby, you can sign over your life. When you signed up with T-Mobile, you sure
became
did.
a slave.
Yep.
Yeah. They get access to your credit report. They know everything. Where you lived, who you do business with, they know everything.
Exactly.
I guess that's why they left me alone. They knew I ain't had shit. They ain't bringing none of that shit to me. They thought this nigga ain't got nothing. Damn, he ain't got nothing.
Something good about being broke, fool. Nobody
and then I had to learn at a late age when I got divorced and I moved to Texas and tried to start over. Everything was in my ex-husband's name. So I figured an apartment. It's like, baby, you don't have enough credits. I said, what do you mean? They said you need to get something in your name. What? Because I got married at a very young age. So I'm like, are you serious? It's like, yeah. So I had to literally take out loans to build up my credit. I was like, then I started doing research on that. Y'all, this credit system is the devil.
And this is why when I tell people that in 08 Obama, that's why he's such a piece of shit to me, because he put 5.3 million families out of their homes because of the decision he made to bail out the banks. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I keep telling people he extended what Bush started, and people don't want to believe it.
And this
he
and this
extended.
This is the problem when you have a handful of wealthy individuals that can dictate policy and sway elections. And then they can sit on these television shows and CNN and all this shit and say democracy, threat from democracy and all this bullshit, when really the politicians, all they do is a tour of duty in the government to prove their loyalty to these funders, all the military industrial complex, the oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies, before they move to these higher payer positions in the private sector. So they'll do their terms and then they got a job waiting for them in the private sector.
Yep.
Stop talking about my president. Don't be talking about Obama like that.
Fuck Barry Sueto.
And you know what? I'm so glad that people finally put their foot down and they saw that we meant business when everything pretty much technically California was red. If it wasn't for them not having to have an ID, I really believe all these states would have been red. I kid you not.
Yep.
I kid you not.
Hey, but I told Fu this. I said, all the excuses that the Democrat, they refuse to hold themselves accountable for the bad candidate they selected and all this other shit. I said, but really, and this is just my opinion, the power structure didn't mobilize to rig it on her behalf. That's just my opinion.
No, they
Oh
didn't.
no, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Joe Biden.
Oh yeah,
Y'all
he
need to
played a
understand.
big part. He played a
I
big
would
Y'all,
part
even
in
y'all
that.
need to
I
understand.
would
Joe
even
had a
venture.
huge hand in this, baby. You can't,
I
and now, okay. So I'm a person. I tell people I'm on the spectrum, so I can recall things from 5 years ago, like verbatim. I knew something was off, and I was saying this man is acting. For him to be acting all like he see now and don't know where he at and what stage left and right, and he was doing it because the plan was for him to get in, but then eventually get sick or something, and then she takes over and be president. This was the plan. Period, point blank. But he was like, "Oh no, this ain't finna happen." So he jacked up this whole, and I hate to say this is what the 1% do. He took a page from the 1%. He jacked up our economy, did it on purpose, threw her on the bus so many times. Said, "Oh yeah, she was a part." Made sure that she was over the border because he knew she wasn't going down there. He knew who she was. Nobody likes this chick in the Democratic Party, but they put on a united front. Then you had Jill to come out in a panda suit for Halloween. Then when they went to vote, she had on red. And then he talking just so coherent and just clean as day. I'm telling y'all, this man set them.
Oh yeah.
Nothing
I
would
would
surprise
venture
me,
to
Truth.
say that
Nothing.
I would venture to say that they might have tried but weren't able to rig it in her favor because Laura Trump had all those lawyers on the ground ready to challenge anything to make
Yeah.
sure they weren't kicking out poll watchers and violating any laws and the almost 300,000 poll watchers that they had. So even if they tried, even like they wanted to do this recount, and you think they were going to be able to do a recount without Laura Trump making sure that they had lawyers there and make sure it was on the up and up? Because there were people who said that they saw them try to pull up trucks to these election places and trying to bring, but they were refusing and telling them you can't bring them in. So they tried, they just didn't get the opportunity
Mm.
I also
So
think that,
because Trump was better prepared this time
yes,
for
Lord.
them than last time.
yeah,
So,
Well,
I got a
because I
Trump.
don't
question.
believe she got 71 million votes.
Hell
Mm-mm.
no.
God,
Yeah,
no.
That's
yeah,
She
still more
did.
than Obama. Obama got 69. You can't
right,
tell me more people voted for her than Obama.
right,
Can I
right.
tell you what my theory is on that, Stag?
Say
Sure, I love
Sheila.
a theory.
So here's my theory on that.
Hmm.
So the numbers were so far warped
Hmm.
from the 2020 election, right? So
Mhm.
Hmm.
when the initial vote came out, it was like a 20 million vote separation,
Right.
right? Then they kept counting in some of the dirty counties, right?
Right.
And all of these votes kept coming in, and it starts making this look much better so that it kind of hides the 2020,
Hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So like like the Republicans are like, all right, we've got everything installed we need to install, or the Americans first. I don't want to call them Republicans because Republicans are scumbags. The American first people, they're like, okay, we got all the key players in, but like Arizona and California are still counting. And like most of the votes are all going for Kamala, and it's bringing those numbers closer. So it's hoping to hide that 2020 mess that they had a week and a half ago.
Mm.
I wanna say that if people like really look into shit, they were saying how she was the younger candidate, she was the energetic, she was the energy and all this other shit. How the fuck did Joe ask you? She lost the young people vote. Like, think about that. She lost the young people vote to somebody 78 years old. Which, and we got to give props to Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk, man, that
Yeah.
kid,
On
that
the
kid.
ground. He been on the ground talking to these kids, and I don't even think they probably didn't even have people to register those kids. They may have, but those kids went out and got registered. And
Yep.
people, like I personally think, y'all know I always talk about other voting demographics. What about all the people who like me out there doing Instacart and Uber Eats and Lyft and all that shit when they changed the laws on us?
Yep.
Those people got to vote too. They didn't
Mhm.
forget about this shit. It didn't matter what celebrity you bought the fuck. That shit don't fucking matter.
Yeah, but Charlie Kirk said they were registering people at them campuses. He
Mhm.
said they had
Yep.
mechanisms to register those kids. So
Yep.
Yep.
that he played a major part in that. Major
That
part.
Let's not forget
and the
Scott
Amish.
Pressler with the Amish. Yeah, Scott Pressler
Yeah,
went
the
to India
Amish.
with the Amish to get
Scott
them
Pressner
registered.
with the Amish. That was an awesome move. Getting
Yeah.
190,000 Amish registered to vote.
Yep.
That
But
was
how would
beautiful.
but how was she going to infuse some youth into the presidency, and she's 60 years old her damn self? Not saying that that's super old. I mean, but it's almost retirement age. I mean,
I fit
Y'all,
to
She was
say,
retired.
wait a minute.
okay,
Wait a
so
minute
She
there,
was out of
Finish with
Barbara.
my
touch.
I
beard,
cleaned it
man.
up a
It's a
little
little
bit.
gray.
She was
you
out of
need to
touch.
understand. A lot of people don't know this that Joe gave his staff to her to help her with her campaign.
Did y'all see the
Really?
picture of the staff?
Yeah.
Did y'all see the picture of the staff?
Say
Huh?
it again.
Did you guys see the picture of the staff?
No.
The
Mm-mm.
ones that worked on her campaign.
Uh-uh.
Somebody posted a picture of them, and they looked like a typical leftist, right?
Mm.
Early 20s, early to mid 20s.
Blue hair.
One speck of pepper in them,
Mm.
and they like couldn't even stand up straight. They had, just sloppy t-shirts and jeans, greasy hair, like typical leftist.
Mm.
And that shows why, because she's so out of touch, right? She's out of touch with the black community who she kept trying to reach out to, and that's why she kept fumbling because of who she had on her team. Thinking, because remember, when I kept saying she was appealing to stereotypes of black people and not actual
Exactly.
black people, and of
Right.
course, that's who she was getting from white liberals. Their stereotypes of black people, and that's why they had Meg Thee Stallion and Quavo and Cardi B because they think this is what black people like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we showed up to say, not so.
No, we don't like
Nope.
We don't like.
Glorilla.
If
We
anything, it was
showed up and we
pandering.
said, "Thank you, come again."
It was pandering.
But
I
not
ain't
just
like
that,
that.
but Trump had a connection to the youth because he had Barron, his granddaughter. Like these are really young people who are out there and see what is speaking to the youth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like people said they think that Barron was the one who got him to go on these podcasts and stuff, introduce that to him.
Mhm.
He's getting news clips and stuff together for him, so he's keeping current on events in the way that we're moving now with the news and stories and stuff. So she didn't have that in her campaign. And I think that she thought that she was so arrogant that she thought that it was enough that they painted her as black and that she was a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, before I went to go get my water, did you say how was she going to appeal to the young people vote because she was 60?
I did say that.
Well, her neck is 70 though. So
Oh Lord.
Her neck is 85.
Lord
But
Jesus,
her
Lord.
neck is 85 and a half. It'd be 86 next year. Stop playing.
Well, her husband said it that what she do is what he say she do.
Put her head down
She
and
put
go
her
to
head
work.
down and get to work.
He did.
oh shit! Oh my God!
This stretches out a neck, right? You guys know what I'm saying.
This is the reason, no bullshit. This is the reason why I love y'all. Like, yo, we got some shit. Nobody can touch this. I don't care who on TikTok. This is scratching the surface. We ain't mentioned Nola. Stephanie's her son's birthday today. Yep, I'm conservative. She said she couldn't get on her son's birthday tonight. Like, we deep. We're really, really deep. And now, especially even with that policy for the people shit, yo, I read a lot of them shits. People are on it. Like it's a lot of motherfuckers out showing we know why they lost. Because they weren't listening to us.
I got nominated for Doge.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Oh shit.
I know where all the bodies are buried. I've worked for these assholes for 27 years. Yeah, that was cool.
Blackjack be coming in whispering all the secrets to us, y'all.
Yep.
Telling us all the stuff.
Here's
We
a
appreciate it.
here's a real good question. So when are they gonna address the Supreme Court addressing Citizens United again? Because until we get money out of politics, I mean we gonna keep running to a lot of these problems.
Right.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the honest question is, dude, the Supreme Court already ruled. So if we want to make that change, then we need to petition through a convention of states and add it to the Constitution itself. That's the only way we're going to be able to achieve victory, Jermaine. That's it. And
Okay.
I would support that. And I think most Americans would support it if they understood the mechanism of a convention of states and how it works.
Okay.
Because if we did that, then the Supreme Court could never overrule it, right? Because they have to rule on the side of the Constitution itself.
Oh,
And
and did y'all hear that fool on CNN float out the idea of appointing her to Supreme Court justice?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope he was playing.
No,
No,
he
he was
No,
wasn't.
that's
Just like
not
he
serious.
wasn't
playing.
playing for Biden to step down and so she could be president, so she don't have to be the person that solidify her loss.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I hope the
it's crazy.
dude that said that shit, I hope he get a bump on his lip. Fucking bastard.
Oh
It's
no.
always some bald head beta with no facial hair that says stupid shit like that.
Right.
You know the people who argue with me the most on TikTok are sassy ass black men. They
Yeah,
are the ones that argue with me the hard. They be coming up on that panel screaming and hollering at me. They be in the comments. Just it is
Every
wild.
time.
Oh,
They are.
And it's always women with bad wigs. The women always have bad wigs. Like I'm so tired of they get on my nerves. They really going in. I'm sorry, I'm listening to y'all, but like they are really going in with this immigrant stuff right now. It is
Oh no,
crazy.
that and then you got the migrants in New York City doing a whole protest about they not getting
No,
no money.
girl, no, New York is wilding right now. I just watched them shut down they little street market stuff. Like they picking up their little grills and everything, putting them on
oh
the
yeah.
truck.
no,
It's
but
a
did
new
y'all,
sheriff
Yes.
in
y'all hear
town. It's a new sheriff in town.
did y'all hear the mayor of Chicago? That punk motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that
Oh
he's
my
gonna block
God.
I'm
He's
Trump
like,
for
such
doing
He
anything.
he's
going
Yeah.
he
such a
going down.
coward.
But his own people, let me tell y'all something. His own people are waiting for him to, as soon as they can cast him, they're going to spend the night to cast their vote to get him out. He can forget it. He going to be on the heels of Lori Lightfoot. Get on, get to getting.
Hey,
Because that 300 million tax, property tax hike, man, if it was me, I would be standing in line right now to vote him out.
Yep.
man, when you got Eric Adams talking some sense, you know something's up.
nah,
Yeah.
yo,
Mhm.
Talking
he
real
got
No,
that
talking.
Man.
he got that tap on his shoulder. Trump was like, we need to talk. Come here, we need to
Uh,
talk.
the- the- Well, to be honest with you, I really believe all these people, especially in blue cities and states with this whole sanctuary mess, they were pretty much told to do something, they did it, and they were afraid to do anything differently. And as soon as he felt as though Trump was going to win, that's when he tried to make some changes. And that's all of a sudden the FBI swarming into his inner circle and trying to investigate and see all this other stuff. Now he got all these charges on him, all because he wouldn't bend the knee. And this is, and if everybody else, all these politicians that been doing work for whoever, if they will all just come clean and just say, hey, I can't keep doing this to the American people. They can't lock all y'all up. Now, if y'all did some things, then you do deserve to serve your time. But it's best for you to just come out and just tell us what's going on.
Yeah.
They can't do away with everybody. If everybody come together and just say, hey, we've been bullied to do this, they've had stuff on us, and this is why we did what we did. I'll respect you more if you just come out and just tell the truth than to sit here and continue perpetuating this mess that's making the American people suffer.
This is true.
I gotta
But
I gotta
but
tell
how
you this,
y'all
Shay. So in my house, Eric Adams comes out and he starts disclosing all of the immigrant crisis. And I walk in and I said to my wife, and my son was home at the time, I said, "Did you guys see the mayor in New York?" And they're like, "No." I said, he's disclosing that they're having all kinds of problems with the immigrant crisis. I bet you the FBI is going to raid his ass in the next 5 days.
Yep.
Anybody want to lay some money on this? And my family's smart. They're like, "No, we're not putting any money on that, Dad." I'm like, "Okay, good." It was 4 days. 4 days.
Yeah.
Of course,
so
that's a
how
setup.
so how y'all feel
Hmm.
about the fact that the president of Mexico talking about that she's not going to take any immigrants back but Mexicans.
Oh, she gonna take him back.
Oh yeah.
I
You can
just
talk
find
Oh
that
that
yeah.
shit
kind
all
of
she want.
I found that kind of crazy. I mean, cause I can't say that I ain't see it coming. You know, she She is Jewish, right? She's Jewish.
Well, why did the
Yeah,
Mexicans elect a white Jewish lady? I want to know that
maybe
one.
they
Because she was
maybe they
installed.
didn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
She
maybe
was
they didn't.
she
She
was
so
was
that they
definitely
installed.
couldn't reverse
installed.
the immigration.
Y'all remember how many of those politicians was getting pewed? I don't know if we could say it on here before
Hmm.
she even became elected. Like I think like what, like maybe like 10 people,
Mm-hmm.
10
Hmm.
officials was getting taken up out of there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah.
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 And I'm gonna tell you, food, that video that you sent me, I watched it earlier today. I took a ton of notes on it. And I knew some of the stuff, but this told me how. Like I knew that I'm sorry if I'm off subject on that, but I knew that Hitler had gotten he learned his tactics, I'll say, from Democrats, right? Americans, Democrats and stuff. But to see how the writings and the history of those writings and how they shaped Margaret Sanger and the authors and the people that she was around and what that morphed into. It
Mm-hmm.
was just like which also gave me a new approach to this argument
Yeah.
because it's wild to me.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood. But people need to understand our government, well, technically the 1% has been creating all these dictators. If you
Hmm.
watch the Family on Netflix, I advise you to watch it.
Hmm.
Please
I haven't
watch it.
seen it
It's
yet.
called The Family on Netflix.
And I
This
just
is the group that nobody knows about. And they are the ones that have the prayer breakfast, even though Congress is the one that hosts it, but they're the ones that's behind it. And when I heard this man say, we always talk because they so godly, they Christians. We always talk about the sheep and the sheep. Well, but what about the wolf? See, if you can control the wolf, you can control the sheep. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of mess
Yeah.
is this? Doug Cole, he speaks highly of Hitler, highly of the dude from China that had that red military where that people were turning on their own family members, turning them in, and they went against the president. I think his name was Mao or something, whatever.
Mao Zedong.
Yeah. So I'm like, people need to watch this. And this man was the most powerful man in the world. Doug Cole, The Family
I
on
don't know.
Netflix.
I don't know if I sent it to everybody, but it's supposed to be some documentary. I can't remember what was it about, but I sent it to a few of y'all, and you
The
can
one you sent me today.
you can watch it on X. I'm watching that shit the night before I go to sleep because
What's
Okay.
the? You didn't send it to me, Foo?
I'll get it to you because I when I found it and they said you could watch it on X. I cannot remember exactly what it's about, but when as we watch it, it's just more information, and it's crazy how fucking Cat Williams was a goddamn prophet. When I say he called this shit,
He
he
did.
called this shit to a fucking T. I thought
Mhm.
it was gonna be like the entertainment shit. This shit is way bigger than that, and I'm like, wow, yo.
He said everybody.
I
Yeah,
still want to get it. I still want to get a shirt of the look on Shannon Sharp's face as Cat Williams was going off on that. That was one of the best looks he was like this. Man, Shannon Sharp is like, Cat, don't do that. Cat was just going off.
everything has crumbled because what I started, and I didn't put two and two together until a couple years ago. The ratings on everything has been going down. The only reason why sports is even where it is and their shit is low is because they're allowing them to gamble on it. And when the fantasy shit came, that's when people got more interested, not in the games. They focus on winning their money. You can't do the same thing with media and all that other shit or whatever. It is what it is. So we're seeing this shit. That's why I stress when I look at this panel, we got to figure out what we can do so we can eat together because it's too much knowledge and wisdom up here for us not to. And we all have authentic influence. We don't have paid influence and shit like that. Because we about to have all them Democratic motherfuckers start coming on our lives all of a sudden. All them motherfuckers gonna be coming. They ain't gonna be no opposition. Now they agree, nah, motherfucker, we remember you. Nah, hell no.
Mhm.
Nah, I'm good. We don't want to be around you because we know you're fake. All of that shit.
That
What
happened
what
to
what
Shannon
I'm
and I the other night.
Yep,
what
yesterday. And that's why I
what
said
what
no,
Yes.
no more ops. If I don't know
what I'm
you, not
right.
not doing it anymore. We won.
So,
I'm over arguing.
yeah, what I'm doing on my starting next week on my live, and I'm gonna have to flip it to 7 in the morning because I'm gonna start this job tomorrow. But for 7 in the morning for an hour and 30 minutes, I'm breaking down a lot of stuff each day. I was trying to do that before they banned my main account. That's why I had to create my own website. So I'm breaking down everything is a rich man's trick, which is free on YouTube. It's 3.5 hours long. I'm breaking that down. I'm breaking down the 5 men that made America because I think once you realize how the 1% operate, then you will understand and you will start recognizing the signs in your stock market and all these layoffs. A lot of times it's not even about hardship. It's just they're trying to get up on another 1%er. It's really stupid and they don't like to lose. They endorse on both sides. That's why I tell people, why are you sitting here, stop going to these stores when all these 1%ers endorse both sides. And I tell people, they tell us in our faces and they say all the time, left wing, right wing. And when I think of a left wing or right wing, I think of a bird. A bird cannot take flight with no one wing.
That's right.
They can sit here and send money to all these, and y'all need to understand they sending money to a lot of countries. It ain't just Ukraine and
Oh
Israel.
yeah.
You
Oh
got
yeah.
Yemen, Jordan, Egypt, all these, and y'all need. And that's why I tell
Taiwan.
people, I'm telling people, why you sitting here doing all this genealogy with Kamala, you need to be doing with Congress too. Black caucus is not even people from the United States.
Yep.
They ain't even born here. And then you try to figure out why they keep turning stuff down for black people because they're not from here.
Well,
They
Truth
have
Seeker,
dual citizenship.
Truth Seeker, all you got to do is go look at the Black Caucus website, and it tell you who they for. They tell you who they for.
No. I'm saying where they're from. They're not from United
Oh
States, and
yeah,
that's why I keep. So they have no loyalty to this country. So they was about to sell us to the highest bidder, and I kept telling people, if this woman gets in office, they selling this country to the highest bidder. Period.
so
Yep.
I've been breaking it down to the few people that I care to talk to about why this turned out the way it did, and I kind of made an analogy, and it kind of made sense to them. Some people are still stuck on the plantation, but I broke it down to them like this. So let's say you go into a restaurant with your family, and y'all sit down, and they take your order, and then you watch 5 or 6 other people go to the counter, get their order taken. They get their food. Now maybe it was finger foods or whatever, something quick or whatever, but they get their food. And then you see in the takeout line, they getting their food. You seeing other people come in, they getting their food. You still hadn't gotten your food. So the assistant manager comes over and says, "Hey, well, we're gonna get your food out. I really want to be the manager, but they won't let me." And then you ask them, "Well, what you gonna do different?" And they say, "Nothing." And that's why she didn't get in. One of the reasons why she didn't
Exactly.
get in.
Right.
Exactly. When she said that when they said she was on the View, that people's favorite show that's on that side, and they said, "What if you had to change anything about this? What took place in this administration? What? Oh, I wouldn't change anything, girl.
Right.
Girl,
The
you
nail in
can."
the
So,
coffin.
But I'm gonna
There's
tell
so
this
y'all,
guy.
it's a lot of people that were silent voters, and you got people that are afraid to even say that I voted for Trump.
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
You got a
There's
lot
this
of people that are
content
afraid.
creator. I don't know his name, but he put out a video, I want to say like a couple of months ago, but he had to delete the video because he got dragged so bad. And he broke down this girl's campaign. He's a marketing major. He has a degree in marketing.
Oh
He
man, I
broke
saw that one last night,
oh
Truth.
oh my gosh. Like
Wow, that was
look,
good.
it was so good because it was so accurate. And this happened before she even really got going fully. Like this was before all of the rallies and the concerts. He had already like foreseen what was about to. Yes,
That's it right
yes,
there.
Remember
Yep,
when I
that one.
said that they were marketing her? Remember I said that? I said they are
yes.
marketing her.
It was he was
Uh,
so on point.
mm-mm.
He broke everything down, but nobody wanted to listen.
Mm-mm,
And we have another situation where ego will not allow these motherfuckers to say y'all were right. But once
mm-mm.
again, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not backing off of it. Charlemagne voted for Trump.
Yes.
Stephen A.
I
Smith
believe it. I believe Charlemagne voted for Trump. I believe that all of them. I believe that Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B and all of them. Because let me tell you something. You can't fake Cardi B getting up on TikTok crying last year when she was saying Biden, deceived her and she wasn't going to vote for them and all the stuff that was going on in New York. I believe they all voted for
I
Trump.
don't think Cardi voted at all.
Mm.
I could go with that, but check this one out. And I know y'all been seeing it. That Asian chick from the Democratic Party talking about them donors.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
Mm.
That's major.
that's
That's
major.
fucking huge.
Hey, what?
Now that's telling me their donors. They're not going to have those same donors.
They sure ain't. They
Election
sure
No,
ain't.
it's over with.
done.
That's why I said the Democratic Party done. They're finished. I wouldn't be surprised independent take
I'm
the
so
place of the
happy.
Democratic Party.
I
Me,
said,
me
I'm
and me
so
and Fu
happy.
said that. We said that the other day. Hey, what do y'all think about Sheila Jackson's daughter being affirmed for her position in Congress?
I know. I know they didn't. How that
What?
happened? What they
I don't
passed it down
I
to
don't
her
like it.
and
I
I
I was
don't like it.
I was trying to look up the some kind of law or whatever if it can be passed down like that. I didn't find anything or whatever, but supposedly
What happened?
they so Sheila Jackson Lee daughter got confirmed to take her seat.
Well, I know when I don't know about what happens in Congress, but I know in Alabama when Wallace passed away, his wife took his place. Even a city council guy, he passed away in my hometown, and his wife took his place. But of course, it was just for that temporary time until it was time for an election again.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I
then
don't
they're
know
gonna
if
have
what
to
the
start doing
happened.
federal is
like
the same.
That's what
I don't know
happened.
if the federal is the same.
I'm reading it right now. Erica Lee filed to briefly succeed her mother until the election.
Mm.
Yeah, so well, then it's on a federal basis too. I knew it was on a local and state level. I didn't know if it was on a federal level as well.
all right,
When is her term over?
I would think it was in 2 years when the
think in
primaries again.
2022.
let me ask everybody this question because I can
So
say this shit.
26.
It's perfect. It's coming up on 9:30. Jermaine, you're gonna go to sleep. Look, it's about to get late. Let me ask y'all this, and I mean this
He's
with all.
starting to look like Kamala.
Shit.
Whoa, that's a low
I said
blow.
it, Jermaine. I
That's a
said
low
it,
blow.
Jermaine. Because
When
you're
do
wearing a
y'all want to?
Michigan shirt.
When do y'all want to do this again? Because I think this is something we should do consistently because the information that we have, people need to hear. I mean, of course, we're going to be on TikTok and everything like that, but the collection of the minds like this, I think this shit really matters. We vary. This is our first show we've had in a while, but we was like our first show back. We had to have y'all on because of the bond that we built in these past few months, and I
Hey,
stress that
Regis.
shit the past few months,
What's up?
I fuck with y'all more than I fuck with people I've known for 30 years. I'm not joking.
Mhm.
Dead serious.
Oh,
Even
I'm
though
So,
going
Natty,
at Jermaine
so
like
can,
he's my brother.
Shay ain't give me a phone number yet, but it's all good. I understand.
I'm
It's okay.
I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send. Let me tell you. So can I? Let me ask you all about this platform because I just got it not too long ago. Like, is it a freer space over here? Is there any language I got to be aware of, or?
It,
No.
it's not the app, but oh, Jermaine, I'm about to say this while we on the air. Yo, my man, I did not know they went up on the price. We might as well use the one. Nah, but they took away what's the name? They took away how many platforms we could be on. That used to be 10, remember?
Oh yeah,
Max
yeah.
is 3. We might as well go to that one that what's the name was talking about? Mike.
Oh,
Kid Gravity.
talking
Kid
about
Gravity.
rest stream.
Yeah, that one. We might fuck with the other one. But
Is it a lot better? I mean, like I personally like because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with this one or a different one, but I don't know if I want 10 people. This might actually
no,
work for
no.
me.
It ain't the 10 people.
Is the
It's the
platforms
platforms
that
that
you
you
can
can stream on.
broadcast to
We only on
stream to.
3, but it used to be $25. We could be on like 8 or 9. Now
Yeah,
it's down to 3, which is some bullshit.
we used to be on
And it's price
Rumble
for $24.
and everything.
So
So who can y'all only be on now?
no,
Uh,
it's just you gotta pick and choose. Like right now, I'm streaming on my Facebook page and both of our YouTube channels. But we used to be able to be on like 6. We was doing that shit on Twitter, IG Live, all that shit. You can't do it unless you pay $88 now. This shit used to
yeah.
be 25. They wilding. So fuck
Is it
fuck.
is it 88 a month or 88 a
Yes,
year?
A
88 a
month.
month.
Oh, they could kick rocks on that.
Right.
And
See, I like to pay annually. I was trying to do my annual thing, but like,
we
yeah,
got
I wasn't gonna do monthly. I was gonna do an annual.
before we end the show, he came up here. We're gonna let Freddy Krueger down the bottom right say what he got to say since so goddamn dark.
Not Freddy Krueger.
Go ahead,
Dark man.
Ricky.
Ricky, hey, you're on mute, Ricky.
Yeah, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. There you go.
Nah, I'm always in the car, man. I'm always moving. I'm working. I'm soccer dad. I'm always doing something. So that's why I'm always in the car. But I was just happy to see y'all on here, man. It's I was hoping that we could have a little bit more free speech on this app. So that's why I wanted to come up and holler at y'all and just see what y'all was talking about and getting into.
Little bit. We done got one of our pages banned one time before. But that was during
Oh,
COVID
man.
though. So you know how that moves.
To show y'all how bad it was, y'all know about the disinformation 12, right?
No, tell us.
No.
What's that?
Yeah.
RFK and the other 11 that they didn't want to speak. So basically, the only two black people on there was Rizza Islam and Kevin Jenkins. We had both of them on our shows. Kevin Jenkins is from Newark like me. Kev cool as hell. When we had him on our live, YouTube fucked that live up so bad. I had to restart the computer like 20 times. I'm not joking. They are really out here listening to us, showing. This shows me something. Everybody on this panel has more real live influence than these motherfucking celebrities and athletes. This is a fact. Because they willing to shut us up rather than them motherfuckers. And it says, it's like, well, come on, man, we on YouTube. We got 500 subscribers. What the fuck can we do? But they know it's authentic. They don't like that shit. They don't like real people coming together because 500 can turn into 100,000 fast as hell.
Well, you know, that was the first thing they did when after the election. Well, they've been saying it, but I think they've been conditioning people like for a while now. They keep using those terms, disinformation, misinformation, and then they start attacking the YouTubers and the podcasters because that's the new space. That's where everybody's going because mainstream media is losing. They losing people's trust and their numbers are going down fast.
Yeah.
Oh, and Blackjack, I did send you. You ain't look at your phone.
I didn't. You're right. I saw it back to back, dude. I apologize.
Now he
apologize.
That's he acting like Biden.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Damn. Hey y'all, I do have a question because I don't know who this guy is. Who is this guy that they keep talking about that's supposed to be taking Mitch McConnell's place? Like, what's up with this cat?
The devil.
So,
what's his name? Thune?
Thuman. So he is an anti-Trumper. He is a deep state guy. We don't have to worry about that though, pretty, right? Because look, the vice president is the president of the Senate. Okay.
Okay.
So at any time, J.D. Vance can, as president of the Senate, shut down the Senate session. Okay. Now, a president is allowed to appoint a cabinet member. Okay. This is not very well known, but a president's allowed to appoint a cabinet member when the Senate is not in session, and it's automatic confirmation without Senate approval. So if Thuman starts messing around, then J.D. Vance will just put the Senate out of session. Then Trump can appoint everybody, and they're automatically in without the Senate approving one person.
Wait, where is he from? What state is he from?
South Dakota.
South Dakota, yeah.
When is he up for re-election?
Well, if he backstabs, 2 years, right? And if he backstabs anybody, then Elon Musk is going to drop like $30 million into a South Dakota election, and he's gone.
And he's
gone.
There you go. And that's how you do it.
Yep.
Damn.
Well, and they already have the mechanism. Like Barack Obama appointed 32 people when the Senate wasn't in session. Bill Clinton appointed like 132 cabinet positions while the Senate wasn't in session. What's that?
George W. did 171.
Yep, George W. did 171. So So you automatically make it into the cabinet if the Senate's not in session. So if this Senate starts messing around, JD Vance will just close it. Then Trump appoints everybody, and then he's got his cabinet.
Mm,
It's
good.
And
also like that.
I call
Like that.
Mitch McConnell snapping turtle.
Oh yeah.
And Blackjack doesn't the president pro tempore, doesn't he get to table anything that he doesn't want? Like the Senate Majority Leader would, they're responsible for putting things on the floor for them, right? But
Correct.
the pro tem he can table those things,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Correct.
and that's Chuck Grassley. Yay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
There's 10 mechanisms to make it by this John Thune character. And that's if he chooses not to play ball. If he chooses not to play ball, then in 2 years from now, we will never see him again. And he will just be a part of history. But I think, Thune's been around long enough that he knows that JD Vance could just close the Senate session and we get the whole cabinet. So he's probably not going to mess around.
Let me ask this question before we end for the night.
Yeah.
And y'all can tell me how y'all feel about it. Based on the appointments that Trump has put out there, the only one that I really don't like is that bald head weasel motherfucker Miller. I don't like that dude. I don't like that dude. I didn't like him before, even with me not being as awakened as I am now. Something about that dude I don't trust. Everybody else, Matt Gaetz is a little iffy, but Matt Gaetz, at least he been calling out shit. I give him that. I don't really have a problem with anybody else, but that dude's energy to me is bad.
I do not like the pick of Stephen Miller.
I like him.
Okay, I have a question about Matt Gaetz because man, he looks like he causes problems. But
Oh yeah, he's a disruptor.
Mm-hmm.
but
like
but
him.
is it
I
I'm
like
mad at
him.
Matt
He
Gaetz.
is, but I'm going to tell you what I like about Matt Gaetz. He's not afraid to say things out loud that need to be said, expose things that need to be exposed, and also he doesn't seem to, from what I can see, take any outside money. His whole campaign when he was when they were going through the thing with choosing speaker and he was up for re-election, he only wanted money from people who voted for him, who would vote for him. He didn't want any outside interest money, any of that. If you go and look at his net worth, it shows it. That's what I did. I went and looked at these people's net worth to see how much money they have. And a lot of them don't seem to be dipping their hands and getting their money through their positions like other people. That's what I like. Matt Gaetz is a firecracker. I like him.
I love the Matt Gaetz pick because there is one guy that has cojones that will actually prosecute the criminals that have been stealing our money. It's him. And the left hates him. So I get a win.
He doesn't care about the image. He doesn't care about what's being said about him. He doesn't care about what the media is saying. Those are the people that see right now. I like to think of it like we got a demolition team coming in. In the very beginning, we need people who not gonna be moved by narratives, not gonna be moved by the media, not gonna be moved by Democrat games. Go in and do what needs to be done, and then because these people we started with may not stay in those positions. And then we get the people to come in and rebuild. But we need a demolition team right now.
Well, Matt
Stag,
Gaetz is.
go
Sorry,
ahead.
Matt Gaetz is from where I'm from. Okay, he's the next district over from me. He represents, and he's in the community. When he's not in Washington, I mean, people see him out, and he's friendly to talk to. Whereas my representative, I haven't seen that MFer in like 8 years.
See, I can you saying that I can definitely respect that. And if I got Stag and Blackjack saying Matt Gaetz is cool, but
everybody loves him around here.
That right there, I can embrace that. But Stag, if you don't mind me asking, why are you cool with that bald head weasel Miller?
Because he has the same kind of energy the media Matt Gaetz has. He doesn't care what the media is saying. He's not swayed by them, and he makes sense to me. Like they like to call him a white nationalist, white supremacist, or whatever. But like I said, right now to get done what needs to be done, We need strong people in there who gonna kick the door in and go to demolition. And a lot of these people that he's choosing right now for this phase were there in 2016. So they know what happened, who did it, when, how they did it, right? Like what's his name? Radcliffe, right? He knows everything that happened with from way back to Obama Gate, Rush collusion, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of that.
Hmm.
We got a clean house before we can rebuild anything, and he needs the people in place who were there, who know what happened, who did it, were part of those Senate investigations, saw these documents and stuff, so we can clean house,
I mean,
and then we can get the team in and rebuild.
I
Yeah.
like the fact that it seems as if he's more comfortable now. Patrick Bet David made a great point. He said when Trump ran before in the last time, he didn't look
Mm.
like this. He said he looked worn out, he looked tired, there was no enthusiasm. He said in this one, you saw him like energized. And I think
Yeah.
now that he's doing what he's doing, he's more comfortable because he has people he can trust. That
Yeah.
shit
Uh-huh.
to me
Can
matters.
can we talk about how great of a troll move it was for Trump to appoint Tulsi Gabbard as the director of national intelligence after
Yes.
the Democrats put her on a terror watch list?
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it.
That was
I
the
Yes.
love
best
it.
troll move I have ever seen
Yep.
in my life.
He
Yeah.
playing chess for real. Like I just love what I like how he moving everybody around right now.
He
His whole
playing.
cabinet look fire.
He playing 3D chess.
Yep.
I would have liked to see Cash Patel in a position. Perhaps we will. Maybe he will come in the later part, but I think that maybe he should have a position in there somewhere.
Hey,
Well,
Secret
And
Service.
Candace
Secret
Owens,
Service.
because if they don't bring Candace Owens in, I'm going to be. I would love to see her be the press secretary. I would tune
I would
in.
say
Oh,
I don't think that she will
shoot.
because she has that show with Megan Kelly because she's in a contract right now,
Nope.
and the press
That is
secretary
Shay.
has to travel with the president, so that's
Yes.
not gonna happen.
That is Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Michaelia Montgomery, press secretary.
Who's Michaela Montgomery?
The black chick that stole the show when he came to Atlanta the last time.
Oh. So
Yeah.
what is Candace Owens going to do, y'all?
She gonna be. She got a show with
She
Charlie
has a
Kirk
show with Megan Kelly.
and Charlie
But
No,
she
Kirk.
can't
she
do
just
that.
yeah.
I mean, in the Trump administration.
So she's under contract. Candace, let me tell you this. Candace Owens got nice opinions about things and culture, and she does a good, investigating. But I'm not voting for her for president. I'm
I'm
not.
with you.
I'm just
Who,
saying,
who,
like
who,
she,
who,
no,
who said
no
anything
stuff in
about
her.
Candace
But
Owens?
people are
Owens?
actually saying they want her to be president. They want her to be
Mm.
in all these positions that she is not ready for just because they like her.
I think she was. hold on. Let me just say that she might got a contract and all of that, this, that, and the third. But let me tell y'all something. Who would have been sitting there with my pink pajamas on, my pink socks every time the weekly presidential brief? I would have been sitting there listening to Miss Candace Owens lay it down, and that special flair she got that she done told you off, and you don't even know you was told off. You still trying to think, did she just say that to me? I love me some Candace Owens. I thought she would have been a good person to be up there boxing with them MSNBC, um, reporters on during
I
the
would
week.
like to
Y'all don't think
see
I don't
so?
know.
Kayleigh
Comcast is
McEnany
trying to
come
sell
back.
it.
I
I would
think
like to
she
see
will.
Kayleigh McEnany come back.
I think she'll come back. I do.
okay.
I think she'll come back.
Hey, and the winner of the racial Olympics, Sunny Holston. You know
Mhm.
what she said about the Pete headset. So I guess his first order of business is to fire the general who was overseeing the withdrawal. You know she made that race, and he had to be black. Yo, she is horrible, man. She is really
What did she
insufferable,
say?
She's a
and he
racist.
had and he had to be black.
Sonny Holston,
Mm-mm-mm.
I just want somebody I want somebody to confront Sonny Holston the way Vivek confronted Van Jones.
I just
Yeah.
find it
Like,
I find it
Yep.
quite odd that nobody has said anything about the fact that she really sat up there in the interview and said how her and her husband left her child, her
Right.
baby, in a car
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
alone.
I
How
just
how
I
has
just
that
saw
not
that.
been circulating around the news? This is what I'm saying. How the liberal media liberals could just, I swear they could just get away with anything.
Yo,
If the media doesn't tell them to be outraged, they don't know to be.
I don't know
Mm-mm.
how
Yep.
like he hasn't fired Joy Reid. She's an open racist. Like she's openly racist
Oh,
platform.
it's coming. It's coming.
Well,
Mm.
well,
You
You
guys,
must not heard that Comcast is trying to sell or thinking about selling MSNBC.
I think Kash Patel is going to be appointed as the head of the FBI.
Me too. Me too.
That's where I think Kash Patel is going to be placed.
That's
Didn't
where
he
I would have
put
liked him.
didn't he put Doug Collins in charge of the VA today?
Yeah, you put Doug Collins in charge of the VA. We're actually going to take care of our veterans.
who was
Yeah.
that? That name sound familiar. Who was Doug Collins?
Oh, dude, pull up some videos. He is fiery, dude. And he's what is he? Virginia?
Mm,
Where's Doug Collins out of?
he's not in government anymore. He's not in. He left.
Yeah,
Why was I thinking it was further south than Virginia?
Georgia. He's the
No,
Georgia
He was in
Georgia
Georgia.
representative. Dude, if you
Yeah.
want to see one fiery dude, pull up some video of Doug Collins, man. He was a truther while he was in the House. Dude, he would hammer on people, and having him run our Department of Veterans Affairs,
Yeah.
we're actually going to start helping veterans, I think.
Nah, that
Mhm.
video of the border czar dude with AOC. Ooh, I could watch that shit on repeat.
Yeah,
That
that's-
shit.
All right, Fu, can I tell you something here?
Yes.
So my buddy Dom on the TikTok app, he and I, you know how you've got the far right QAnon weird people?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've started a Blue Anon cult secretly, right? And we're getting people to join where we have secret military intelligence that the military hates Trump and they've aligned with AOC and they're going to take over Washington, D.C. and install Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And we're calling it a Blue Anon group. And it is taken off, dude. There's so many far left people joining this group.
Are you serious?
And it's all a stupid secret group created by two conservatives.
Oh my God,
Blue
that's hilarious.
Anon.
Can I join? I would like to be a blue person.
You know what? With the family, I'll share you Dom's comment. Now, Dom is the perfect guy to head the Blue Anon movement because he's the dude who got me to start cutting TikToks. He's a gay truck driver from New York. So he would never look like a conservative. So he was the right guy to head the Blue Anon movement. And there's people joining in droves. They think it's real.
This shit is fucking funny. That's like the beard talk about the website, pack your shit up and go. That's the same shit. It's the same shit.
Right, same stuff, man. We're gonna have fun the next 4 years.
That's great.
Join
Hey,
Blue
make sure
Anon.
you start making them think that some of the Republicans and stuff are like really on their side. So they'll
Yeah,
be like,
totally.
yeah, we gotta pass that bill. Get them on there.
Totally,
That's hilarious.
But look,
totally. It's gonna be fun.
It is getting. I mean, not for blackjack, but and Dan ain't late for fucking Stag the Vampire down there at the bottom because it ain't getting late. It's getting late for Jermaine. But listen, everybody, this platform is open for anybody whenever y'all want to jump on or whatever. And
Yes,
we probably gonna start doing it every week again, which is cool. The way we were, it just all depends on the my schedule's open. He coached basketball, but I'm gonna tell y'all this from the bottom of my heart. I love all of y'all unconditionally. Y'all, my damn peoples or whatever. I'm so thankful that things played out the way that it did because it just opened up the doors for us to meet. The universe is fucking amazing, and we are like Stag said it best. Everybody has their thing. All of us have our thing, but we mesh well together.
Yep.
Let's just keep on doing whatever we doing. We don't have a time set date, none of that shit, but y'all can go check out the show. If y'all didn't know about it, go check out our past shows. We've had like y'all remember the kid that Roland Martin when he did that bullshit, you know, with King Randall that opened up the school and he did that bullshit. We had them on our podcast. Like,
oh, right on.
Yeah, we've had the right people or whatever, but as of right now, it ain't even about those types of guests. It's really about connecting like this to make sure we getting the right information out. We have to, because people listen to us. They know we real. We know they know we ain't paid. I mean, them other motherfuckers, they unemployed now because they ain't got no money, and they
Mm.
still fundraising to pay off that debt. But you know, that I ain't want to gossip. You ain't heard that from me. Uh, we see y'all. We'll see y'all on TikTok or whatever.
See you, fam.
Yeah, we'll talk to you in reference to like what platform and stuff, in reference to what platform and stuff
Good
to use.
night.
But
Good
like I
night.
said, we most definitely love y'all. And if y'all want
Love
to,
you too. Unplugged.
just the
Good
way
Good
we,
night,
night. Love
family.
you too, man. Y'all have a good night.
Love y'all. I love
Good night, everybody.
all right.
I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.